¿Y quién no se le va a antojar endulzar su té por las mañanas con una rica y deliciosa cucharadita de miel? ¿Qué tal, amigos? Nos encontramos en Orange County, California, donde hace 5 años se fundó Backyard Bees, una empresa dedicada al rescate y relocación de abejas. Esta idea surgió después de que un pequeño enjambre se instalara en el techo de la casa de una de las fundadoras, quien estuvo a punto de exterminarlas, pero su gran corazón y su gran creatividad hicieron que las convirtiera en sus compañeras de negocios. Vamos con ellas para que nos expliquen cómo fue que pasó.
They got in the roof of the house, and we didn't want to kill them. We wanted to save them. We didn't want to have them poisoned and exterminated. So we found this man, and there's not too many of them that you can find. But he came over with his assistant, and they cut open a beekeeper. And he cut open the house and took out the frames. I mean, you know, the pieces of wax, the honeycomb. And he put it on a tray, and he took all these bees and the wax back to his apiary and put them in a box, and a month later, after they were all nice and settled in there, he brought them back to me, and that's when I got my first hive of bees.
And I met Janet because I had bees in my garden that I shared a wall. They were in between my neighbor's fence and my fence, and the neighbor, I wasn't sure if he was going to exterminate them, and we have fruit trees in a garden, and so my husband met Janet and brought her to the house, and then I just became fascinated with bees. I started going with Janet. She had some of her hives in different gardens, so that was a concept that that was really neat. We realized that people wanted bees, and we could, get our bees by rescuing people that didn't want them in their, in their fence or in their attic. And so we started doing it as a hobby. We made our own beeswax lotions and creams, and we were harvesting our own honey. And we got some media attention through the OC Weekly and then the OC Register. And we've got people all over Orange County emailing us, calling us, saying, I don't want to call an exterminator, I want to rescue our bees. And we went, this is a service that isn't being provided, and why don't we provide it? So, we were two women who wanted to do a job that was good for the world. And we also, at the same time, have been very aware of the disappearing of honeybees worldwide. And so we were really proud that we could take a hive that was going to be poisoned and killed and actually make it a productive hive that we could harvest excess honey, we can sell the honey. Everybody wins, the bees and we do, and then people with allergies to pollen, they contact us about our honey because there's a lot of research that says it can expose you to the pollen, which can help relieve allergies.
Tell me about the bees.
Okay, this hive right here, when we bring honey home, when we harvest honey, sometimes we'll get a few bees on the frames. And I had so many the other day that I went to the apiary and got this little frame, this little hive, and I put it inside my honey house and picked up the bees and put them on the front entrance because they had been for 3 days without a queen. And they just really can't survive without a queen. So as soon as I put them on the front porch, they smelled the queen that was in here, because this was a small hive that I brought back, and they all started fanning their little wings because that spreads the scent around, and they ended up being able to join this hive. So then I brought it back out here and I gave them some honey to eat, so that kind of helps them along since it's a small hive, helps them over the winter. When we go out and harvest these frames, this is the excess honey, the small frames that we take out of the hive, and we bring it back here, and we've got this little tool, this little pick that takes off the very top cappings. When honey is all finished inside the hive, the bees put this little clean wax layer on top, and that seals it up, and it'll just keep indefinitely like that. The bees take care of it. There's probably 4 to 5 pounds of honey right in there in that frame. Typically, when they're not drawn out that far, there's about 2.5 to 3 pounds of honey in each one. This particular frame is drawn out, the bees draw it out real wide if there's nothing close to it. That's when you put 9 frames instead of 10 inside the hive, then they draw it out more.
The flowers that bees land on determine what flavor and color of honey happen. And so because ours are urban bees and they land on so many different flowers, it's hard for us to have what they call varietal honey, where it's just one type of flower. So we call ours mixed floral, but we base it on things that we know are in season. In the autumn, in the late summer, there's pumpkin flowers, avocados, all of that. So we're getting some of this darker honey that's almost black, and it's a real dark amber. And in the early spring, we notice that we have a lot of citrus blossoms in Orange County, and other floral mixes create a real light, almost white color honey. So right now it's autumn, so our honey is very dark.
Okay, so tell me what this is.
This is a solar oven, and I got it because a friend of mine told me about melting the wax that we get out of. You have to process the wax when you get it out, harvest it, and harvest honey. And if you have something that melts it, then you have to do it on your stove.